Hello, this is Right Side Trader. Today is July 11th, 2025, and this is my weekly market review where I'm reviewing the Russell 2000, that's IWM, on a quarterly chart, monthly chart, weekly chart, and a daily chart. This is all for educational purposes only, no trade recommendation, because as we all know, trading is risky. You can lose money at trading. So please check with your financial advisor. Please check with your significant other and make sure trading is something that is suitable for you. All right, let's jump over here to these charts and see what we see on the Russell. The Russell is the one that's kind of not quite there yet. I think I can type thing. It's trying to make its move to the upside. But what we see here on the quarterly chart, let me resize this. What we see here on this quarterly chart is the Russell is green. The Russell is fighting its nearby tops and trying to go higher. It's above pivot, in this third quarter. And let's just see what it can do. The thing is, it making an all-time high, it will take a few months before it gets there. Maybe that's why I keep saying maybe by the end of the year. But let's go ahead and down to the monthly chart and see what we see there. On this monthly chart, what we see here, this is the ideal thing that people like seeing on something turning bullish. It had night 3. This is the third month green, heading to the upside, and finally got above the 9-10 moving average. A good close there. It's based on these quarterly pivots, it is now above pivot. It's above a zone where I thought it needed to get above based on some highs and stuff back over here and where it was bouncing and trying to get out of there. So now all it's doing is fighting this big red candle here, this supply here. And that's why this supply here on the Russell, that can take 2 or 3 months. Not about 2 or 3 months easy to start even getting up here and fighting anywhere near this high. That's what I would expect. And then you look at that, we're at 220, and you're talking about going to 225, 245. So you're only talking $25. $25. I was speaking to somebody, and I usually don't give trading advice or trading recommendations or anything like that. But I told them, just look at what the Russell does compared to the other indexes, and make your own mind up. And that's all I say here now too. But this is what we see, and this is what's happening with the Russell. It looks good, it looks strong, it looks bullish now, but what's there again, especially trading IWM, and if you're trading the stock itself, but still, again, you're a big boy, you trading a few thousand shares, different, there's money to be made, and it looks good at this time. But let's go ahead and go down to this weekly chart and see what we see here. Let's zoom in here like this, and this is what I'm saying here on the Russell. On this weekly chart, we can already see it showing some weakness, just fighting this top right here. We're just fighting these tops here, and the Russell were already beginning to show a doji. It did go to a resistance 2 level, on these monthly pivots, and ended up bouncing back. That's what we're looking at here. And also, that's kind of expected. A resistance 2 plus supply, it's going to have a tough time. And that's why I say it can take months before it gets up here to this level right here. So that's why it's not a fast mover, but it's a steady mover. And it looks to be a steady mover, and nothing goes straight up. As you can see, as it's going up, it's had some few red days and while it's been going up. And that's kind of like the norm. But let's go ahead and go down here to this daily chart and wrap this on up. And on this daily noise, let's just wrap here what we've been doing this week. And this week it looks really pretty good. It is about the same as the rest of the indexes. Boom! It had this gap here that it had to fill from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It gapped up. It came back down here, filled this gap. It looks a little bit different than the other indexes, but ever since then, this one has been going kind of actually forming a pretty good channel to the upside. It kind of stopped at the weekly R1 here, it kissed that and pulled back, but still, it was a pretty strong day for this, and I don't know why my chart is not looking quite right here right now. Let me but that's pretty much it. That's all I see. I want to go ahead and change something here right quick. Time axis, it is. I don't know why I'm not all the way to the right. Okay, and there. That's all I need to do. There, that looks better. There we go. I was saying something doesn't look right. That's what I'm saying. It looked a little different, because this was the gap. This was the gap that had to be filled right here, and it came down Monday and filled. It dropped quite significant. And now here we go where we see, like this all like the other indexes, where I don't know why I got this thing so big too. Let's end up deleting this. And that's better there. Now we see this where we're getting our lower highs and our lower lows at this time. And on this thing looks like it's turning over. We also have at this time we have what is called an evening star with a red candle on this one. So again, we'll be looking for that confirmation candle. And also on this particular index, this is the pivot and look like we're going to be opening. Definitely don't know because again the market can gap up come Monday, but look like we may probably be opening, to the downside, and we might get this confirmation candle here going to the downside on the Russell. And then if we do, we'll end up coming down here somewhere to this support 1 level and maybe getting a bounce and all. And that's what I see. Now that's better. That's a better looking picture. I know it didn't look right when I first looked at it. But that's it. That's all I really have to share. I hope you guys had a great week. Hope you guys have a great weekend. This is Right Side Trader. I'll talk to you next week. Have a good one. Bye.